to the machine learning. Actually, she's computer science, electrical engineering, Bachelor of Science, but then she went to get her master and PhD in mining engineering. Abbas Taheri is our geomechanics professor, also with the research funding. And Chen Zhang is an assistant professor who deals with the mining sustainability, mineral economics, life cycle assessment, circular economy, urban mining, carbon free, and so on. Now we are in the process just closing and finishing hiring 3 additional faculty members. They will join Queen's by the beginning of next year. 1 professor will be in mineral processing. 1 additional faculty member will be in underground mining, and 1 professor will be in mine planning and geostatistics. So we are going to have in total 12 faculty members, full-time faculty members, and you can see their research spreads all over the different areas of mining and mineral processing and metallurgy. Next slide, please. So here's how it works in almost every school in Canada, and it's very similar in United States based on my experience since I spent over there a number of years. So your master is going to be for 2 years, okay? So 2 full years, 24 months. During those 24 months, you will need to take 4 classes. And those 4 classes will be associated with your research. So you are taking classes not just to take the classes, you are taking the classes that will help you to do your research in whatever topic you have for your research, whether it's mineral processing, machine learning, geomechanics, mine planning, whatever it is. So those classes will be helpful to you when you work for your research. So it's a learning process. Then you're going to take every semester research seminar, which means that you are going to attend presentations by the different industry people during the year. And you have to write your thesis based on your research. And that thesis usually ends up in the form of the peer-reviewed journal paper that you're going to publish with your professor that you are working on research. Okay? So again, you have 2 years, you take 4 classes, you attend 1 research seminar, and you have to write your thesis and publish your paper. Now, school year here starts in September, beginning of September, ends up at the end of April. So you have 4 months. You have May, June, Julio, Augusto. You have 4 months. You don't take classes. So you, for that time, you probably spent most of your time working on your research project. PhD is a little bit at the higher level. So you will need minimum 3 years, some take 4 years. You will have 3 classes to take over those 3-4 years. Again, take research seminar, and you have to write your thesis for your PhD. Now, difference between a PhD and the thesis and master thesis is that PhD is your original research contribution to the science, to the engineering, to mining, something that no one else did before. So that's how you're going to be different than anyone else doing, research in mining. So it will be just your original contribution to the mining. So almost all students who are accepted to Queen's, so what what they are going to get. So you're going to be paid annually $25,000. That's Canadian dollars. That's not US dollars. But you can always take $1 in Canada has the same value like $1 in United States because the cost of the living is different. So you get $25,000 per year. You have to pay out of this $25,000, you have to pay tuition, which is $4,500. However, if you work as a teaching assistant, and most of our graduate students are engaged, almost 95% as a teaching assistants as well, you can earn, $3,500. So instead of this 25, so it would be your salary, $24,000 per year. Plus, over the summer, you may want to work for the mining industry for 3-4 months. And in that case, you would not be paid by the university, you will be paid much more by the industry. The working for industry gives you opportunity to get that practical experience. That is very important. So it's up to you. So if you ask me how much is $25,000 in Canada for a year, it's not a lot, but it's not, nothing. It really helps you to pay your apartment, to pay for your food, so to have, those basic needs. So it's not something that you are going to don't know what to do with the money, but it will provide you with the living until you finish your research and your thesis for 2 or 3 years. Okay? So next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, so first, in order to be admitted to Queen's University, you have to finish your bachelor degree. So you have to graduate, okay? And you have to have minimum B- average, your grade point average. You have to find 2 professors from your university who are going to write recommendation for you, okay? So they need, to write the letters to assess your qualities and say that they recommend you for graduate studies. For all of you who apply Canada, like in the US, they ask, that you passed English test. Now, difference between Canada and United States is in Canada, they ask you only for TOEFL or IELTS. These are only 2 tests that are accepted. In United States, in addition to TOEFL, they require you to pass GRE, so-called graduate record examination, and it's very, very demanding exam to pass. So in Canada, you just need to pass this TOEFL test in order to be admitted to our graduate program. Next slide, please. So the only difference between admission to master and PhD program is in order to get to the PhD program, you have to first get your master, whether it's in Peru or you're going to get your master, in US or Canada or somewhere else. But in order to be admitted to PhD, you have to have master degree. Okay? But the rest of the requirements are the same. Next slide, please. We also have one more program that is called Master of Engineering. That's 1 year program. It takes you just 1 year to complete. You have to take 8 courses, 8 classes to pass. And you have to have, again, your Bachelor of Science in Mining or other related engineering disciplines, letters of recommendation, and you have to pass TOEFL. Now, the difference between Master of Science and Master of Engineering is that you have to pay for the tuition. So yes, it takes you one more year to finish, but no professors here will pay you to living expenses and give you stipend if you take Master of Engineering. So it's about you. You have to find $14,000 to pay to get your Master of Engineering. So that's the major difference. Okay, so Master of Science and PhD, you get the stipend and you get the paid. It takes longer, of course, but if you take Master of Engineering for 1 year, you have to pay for that. Okay? Next slide. Okay, before I go to this graduate contact data, in the past, I really had a significant group of Peruvian students that came to work for Master of Science degree while I was at West Virginia University. So I basically recruited them. They came, they finished 2 years. I know both from Lima and Arequipa, and when they graduated, they got employment with US-based companies in the United States, and they stayed. I only know that one of the former students, Mario Bendezu, he was from Católica. He was in the United States, I believe, 3 years, but he decided to work for the US company, but back in Peru. But he's also, associated with mining. So there was, again, students from Peru coming studying to United States. I would take them, I would fund them, they will finish, and most of them will stay and work United States. Now, since I'm not United States anymore, I want to do the same for Canada. And again, I believe I've been in a number of the universities. I know pretty much in every school how it works. And I'm really, really so happy with the Queen's University because the value of education that you get at Queen's and the recognition that you get at this university is just amazing. We visited Nevada gold mines in the United States a couple months ago with our students at Queen's. And almost every single mining engineer working in the United States, Nevada gold mines was from Queen's University. So Queen's really has that strong reputation about education. It's very selective. Not everyone can get to study over there, but level and intensity of education is really something that guarantees jobs, and they get really easily job anywhere they apply. Again, these are my contact data. You can contact me anytime, or specific professor. If you go to our website, you will find expertise again of every single professor. You can contact them also directly if you don't want to contact me. And we would be more than happy to have your applications to consider for graduate program at our university. I'm available to you to any of your questions. You're welcome to ask me. So please don't hesitate. Just ask me anything that comes to your mind.
Yes, Doctor, thank you for the information. And we now open the invitation to the session of questions and answers. And so you're invited to turn on your microphone or maybe write your questions if you want. So, any question?
Me, teacher. Can I ask a question?
Yes,
Jack?
we can hear you.
Hello, Mr. Brasilabs. I got late to the meeting, but I want to know if there's some cost for the PhD or the ING. I think.
So,
Actually, sorry. Currently, I have my title. I am engineer. I am from Peru, and what do you think those programs will be good for me, and if it has a cost, can I know, please?
so if you have a Bachelor of Science in mining, first, if you want to get, to the Master of Engineering, so as I said, you need those 2 letters of recommendation. You have to pass TOEFL English test, and you don't have any cost associated you have to pay. You're going to be paid, as I said, on master level, $25,000, approximately, maybe more even now. I know that they increase something, and that money will go to you, and you will pay those $4,500 for tuition. But you can earn that money doing as a teaching assistant, helping professor, grading exams, teaching something. So at the end, I would say what you get per year is about $25,000, and you have to live with those $25,000 in Kingston per year, pay your apartment and have for food and those basic needs.
Teacher, there's no problem if I have my title. I am not bachelor. I have the grade as an engineer. There's some problem for that?
Well, they will require, universities require that you have a degree, that you have to have Bachelor of Science degree. Now, some university may waive that if you have significant industrial experience, but to the best of my knowledge, every university will look that you finish Bachelor of Science. Maybe there could be some exceptions. I can ask with the significant industrial experience, but usually it requires that you have a Bachelor of Science.
Teacher, then the requirements are only pass the TOEFL and have bachelor degree.
Yes, bachelor degree, and you have to take TOEFL test. You can prepare yourself online. You can take the test online, and you can just submit with your application tests results.
And then apply. Okay, thank you.
Yes. I would always recommend first you collect all documentation. When you are ready to take English test, you pass it. Once you have all documentation, then it's much easier, everything.
Okay, thank you.
De nada.
And Renzo?
Hello, Professor Bratislav. I have a question. How many times do you need to show these documents, all this process? How many months? Maybe do you suggest I should apply?
So you submit your documentation only once. So you don't need to submit, multiple times. TOEFL, it really depends when you are ready to take this test. So when you do some practice and you feel comfortable with that, you just go and take exam. So I cannot tell you whether you need a month or 2 or 3 months, but anyway, I would recommend you collect documents of your Bachelor of Science, all the transcript and everything, schedule the test, take the test. Once you can get those 2 letters, your professor. So For some people, it takes a month. For some people, it takes 6 months. Someone needs 1 year. It depends, really, of the university and what's the process to get all that documentation to your university. Now, what I want to really encourage you to think about this. All the students that we get in the past, I cannot remember any single student who was perfect in English. Not from Colombia, not from Europe, not from Africa, not from any country. So there is no perfect. All of them, had some certain knowledge of English. And then when they come to Canada or United States, living in that environment, you improve your language. It's the same for me. I hesitate to speak with Espanol, although, I can understand. I can, speak to some extent, but I have to live in Lima and Peru for 6 months, or a year to be really, to speak, Spanish good. It's the same with English. So don't be afraid. Don't be discouraged and think, oh, how I'm going, to handle English. Like everyone else, living in that environment, talking every day in English, your English will improve over the time and you will be fine. So again, just take this test and test yourself and see what's your knowledge of English. And if you pass it, perfect. Then you come to Canada and then over the time you will improve your language. But English cannot be barrier and be afraid of that and not coming if you get opportunity to come.
About the profiles who will send these letters with these recommendation letters, maybe you have some suggestions about profiles, I don't know, engineers, managers of mine, or...
Yes, I would always recommend take one professor, and if you don't have the second professor, take a recommendation from someone from industry. That's perfectly fine. But it's
maybe
always
director of mining board, something like that. Should be nice.
Yes, it would be nice.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Rosalia?
Hello, thank you. I have a question. And is this program just for Peruvian students, or
No.
I'm okay?
Go ahead. Habla, por favor.
Okay, I got my master's degree at the University of Utah in the United States, and I would like to apply for my doctorate. So I received this link from San Marcos SME, and I wanted to learn about the opportunities in Canada. That's why I'm asking if this program is just for Peruvian students.
Well, Rosalia, I'm happy to hear that you were in Salt Lake City and get your master. That's great. So you are more than welcome. We would be very, very... So you already passed TOEFL, right?
I didn't take TOEFL.
Yes, but you have master degree from the English-speaking university. So I even don't believe that you need to take TOEFL. So you can directly apply for the PhD program. And... we would be happy to get your application.
My master is in metallurgical engineering.
That's perfectly fine. We have very strong metallurgy and mineral processing faculty members, and that's the part of our department. So that's perfectly fine. So this is the program. The process is the same. No matter are you coming from Colombia or Peru or Ecuador or somewhere, I don't know, from Europe. So anyone can apply. We cannot prevent anyone to apply. So this is the process and procedure that we use. And you probably know this is very similar what you went to the US when you applied to Utah, although they requested also from you to take a GRE. We don't request GRE in Canada.
Okay, so for the PhD program, it's just TOEFL and the 2 letters of recommendation?
I don't believe that you need a TOEFL because you get your master at Utah, so you have degree from U.S.-based institution. So you need just 2 letters of recommendation and fill application form and write the statement. What would you like to do with research? Who would you like to work with? Go to the website, see every single professor, particularly those in mineral processing and metallurgy. Where is your interest in that field? What specific research you would like to do?
I would like to. I was trying to find what research you have in the metallurgic area. My research was in rare elements.
In rare earth elements?
Mm-hmm. Using
So,
the X-ray computed tomography to identify the internal structures of the
okay.
geological samples.
Yeah, I'm not mineral processing metallurgy person, but if you write to Charlotte Gibson and Farzaneh Sadri, and as I said, we are going to hire one more person who is going to come here in January, an additional professor, but you can see on their website what particular research. And I think Charlotte is the one with the rare earth elements and critical minerals. She's heavily involved with that.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Kevin, go ahead with your question.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Dr. Vlad. My name is Kevin Alfonso. We met you approximately 10 years ago in Medellin at some conference. I hope you are well now.
Yeah. I see, Kevin, that you're familiar to me. I see by picture. Yeah, I remember.
Nice to see you again, Dr.
Nice.
Vlad.
So where are you now?
Now I'm in a big one coal operation in north of Colombia in Cerrejón Coal Mine. You heard about?
Yeah, it's close to Valledupar.
Yeah, it's really close to Valledupar.
Okay.
I'm from Colombia, and my case is similar to Rosalia. I'm a mining engineer with about over 8 years of experience, specifically in mine planning, mid and long term, and mine closure in open pit coal mine. And I want to return to academia and pursue a master's degree in Canada. I like this country.
Mm-hmm.
My ask is, do you have a list or options that I could review for topics or projects that you are research now with you at Queen's University?
Okay, so the best advice I can give you about that is to go to the website of professor and see what is their expertise and papers that they recently published. So these are the papers that basically they are doing research about. Since you are in Colombia, I had actually last year one student from Columbia who graduated West Virginia, Juan David. He did his research about augmented reality application for the mining equipment. So he basically developed entire tools using augmented reality for the pre-inspection, shift expansions of the vehicles, safety inspections, maintenance. And it's really such a cool, stuff that he developed. And now he works in New Mexico. So that's one of the topics. I also worked on one project of applications of the sensors in surface mining for monitoring of the dust in surface mining operations. So that's another project, for instance, I did. So these are the 2 most recent research projects that I had that were funded by the industry in the United States.
Okay, teacher, I will review the website, and in a few days I will write you an email.
Yeah. Just go on the website, professor, and see what papers they published in certain research area. And these are exactly the projects they had with industry and the government. That's the best way to find out who best matches your interest.
Thanks.
Okay.
Well, does anyone else have a question? Renzo?
Sorry about a lot of.
Go ahead.
Well, I want to share about my experience in innovation. I've been working developing products and developing innovation areas in mining for underground and open pit. Do you have something related with this? I was hearing last intervention with Kevin, and I hear something, but somebody interrupted me here in the office.
Yeah. So I just told to Kevin, I did, for instance, those inexpensive sensors for dust monitoring in surface mining. That's one of my recent projects. The second project was about augmented reality, pre-shift inspection and safety inspections of the vehicles, maintenance. So these are the two recent projects that I had. However, I believe that every professor is open to your ideas. If you work, for instance, in industry and you've seen something that could be some improvement to be done, you are more than welcome to propose that idea to your professor and, work on that research with professor. So very, very open. Professors are very open and flexible, with the students and topics.
Yes, actually I saw profiles of professors and they were really various in their experiences. So, okay, I will check if I will have another questions. Can I write you the mail?
Yeah, absolutely, anytime.
Okay.
Absolutely,
Thank you,
anytime.
Professor Vladislav.
Yeah, welcome. And now I think it's much easier to get into Canada than in the United States. I also believe that there is more research funding now in Canada than there is in the United States. So capability of professors to accept graduate students is with a higher chances than in the United States.
Hello, Vladislav.
Hello?
Yes. Hello, Vladislav. My name is Julio Sotomayor. We met in the Congress of the Uni students in Lima. If you remember.
Julio. Sí, ¿Cómo va ahí?
¿Cómo vas? I have two questions. One is regarding the funding that you were mentioning in your presentation. Is that related with the Vanier scholarship?
So yes, that's basically you get that scholarship that basically will, provide you this stipend that you can live in. So that's what you get from the Queen's University, from your professor. However, you also have opportunity to apply, but usually it's more difficult after the just couple of months. But if you have 1 year already, you can apply for Canadian Institute of Mining, like SME. You can apply for those professional scholarships. That is addition to what you already received, from your professor and the university. So the money.
Okay, then it's independent. It's independent to the Vanier scholarship. The funding that you were mentioning is particularly for the Queen's University.
Yes, it's Queen University. That's what you get from the university. Exactly.
That's very good. And the second question is related with, I think I mentioned it you during your visit in Lima. In my case, I have a master in automation and robotics, but at the same time, I have a doctoral degree, but in administration sciences. Is there a problem if I have a doctoral degree in administration science to look for a doctoral degree in engineering, for example?
No, it's not, because your undergraduate degree is in robotics, right? And
well, I'm mechanical engineer, as my graduate level, no? Then I have the Master of Automation, and now I look for a doctorate, but in engineering.
You will be ideal candidate. You would be really good candidate directly for PhD, for doctoral studies.
Okay, that's very good. Then there is no limitation. Then okay, that's good.
No.
Okay, thanks for your answers. We will be in contact.
De nada, sí.
Regina, are you still there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Sí,
Yes. Okay.
te escucha.
Thank you. Thank you for this space. I graduated from university years ago. The letter of recommendation be issued by an employer too, or just professor?
So again, you can ask some of your professors who you remember and who remembers you and ask, hey, professor, could you write me a letter of recommendation? It doesn't matter if you took classes 3, 4, or 5 years ago, and you can take one letter of recommendation from industrial people who you work right now. So,
okay, both are accepted.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
There's the last one question in the chat. Luis writes this. Hi, Mr. Vladislav. Thanks for the presentation. Is there any restriction to access the master program such as JPA?
A restriction as I didn't hear last part. What restriction?
He wrote, is there any restriction to access the master program such as JPA? Only this.
What is JBA? I'm not, I didn't understand that. What's JBA?
GPA.
Oh, GPA. So it's okay. When you convert your, I don't know what grades do you have, I can't recall in Peru, but when it's translated in a Canadian system or US system, the minimum should be B minus. So that probably would be 2.75 or 3. I'm not sure what scale. I can't remember what scale do you have in Peru. But once you convert to the US system, it should be minimum B minus. Is it 75% or? I know that the B is 80%, A is 90%. So it depends upon the school. I'm not sure you know what's particular system you have in. But there is this. What's the name? VES, WES, which does those conversion from anywhere in the world to US and Canadian system.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bradislav, for this session, and has been truly enriching for both students and graduates, and especially for those of us who aspire to study abroad, maybe in Canada. So now we're going to present some words for the president of the SME student chapter of San Marcos.
Yeah, and I will be coming with need to sign some contract agreement with San Marcos. I will coming to Peru again, and here's also my idea. I want to bring my senior students, probably 20 students maximum, to Peru for the senior mine visit trip. So I want them to visit one surface, one underground mine in Peru. So I was talking to Dr. Jorge Soto, if we can arrange the visit to bring our students from Queens, undergraduate students, to visit those 2 mines in Peru. So you are going to see me several times. I will be coming back to Peru with students and also alone.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Tiffany?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Next time when I come to Peru, I will give a research presentation. I will give you, for instance, research projects so you can get better idea what we did, for our research. So I would be happy to do it. I'm very, very happy to come back to San Marcos. I really love coming back. And thank you so much for this certificate and your time and your invitation. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Muchas gracias.
Gracias.
Gracias. Que tengas un buen noche.
Gracias a todos.
Muchas gracias, muchas gracias.
Dr. Vladislav, just a second. We are going to take the photo now. So we please turn on your cameras if it's possible.
Yeah,
And
can you?
we're going to count to 3 for the photo. Okay. One, 2, and 3. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Gracias.
Buenas tardes a todos. Gracias.
Gracias a todos. Hasta luego.
Muchas gracias, hasta luego.
Gracias.